Hello, I'm Shelley Rothus, and I'm a different kind of victim. Well, I had promised to show you the recent hate group. Wow, the, this is really good. It really shows how lies just build and how it changes somebody's character and who they are. Notice how pupillously dirus turns into what I would say extremely abusive behavior. I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to see why it was so hurtful because I had actually trusted and respected this person. And, they'd even have the personal integrity, to at least come to me to see about these lies and if they were actually true or not, which I had shown plenty of proof already to show that these were lies that were made by this cult clan. See how these cult clans work together? I mean, even adults, they choose to be assholes. It has nothing to do with being immature. It has to do with choosing to be an asshole. And it's easier. And even adults, they think it's, fun, to cause harm to other people purposely. I mean, it's like here they complain about when people do them wrong, like Ken himself, would complain about past relationships, like, oh, they don't communicate with me, or, you know, saying that, his one person dated him, made him do stupid things, for show. Well, this is pretty stupid to, believe lies like this so easily, and it's also being despicable. Heck, I'd rather somebody who's stupid than be someone who's despicable that would do something like this to somebody and be really that cruel and despicable. I mean, what kind of person does that? And, what's funny is I already know he knows most of this. Actually, I'm sure he knows that all of this isn't true, you know? But no, it's just easier to be an asshole and do stuff like this. And as for, you know, our friendship and relationship, I hardly ever spoke to you. And you know what? If you had the personal integrity, if you really didn't want to speak to me anymore, you could have just told me that. And after you blocked me since you believed the lies, you should have just left it at that and went on with your life. But no, you had to be a despicable asshole and go into a hate group and talk shit about me because, it's just so fun. I thought you left high school because of this crap and you didn't want to be around people that do despicable things like this to people. I mean, it's really pathetic, you know. At least, I'm just glad that at least one person got out of there, and that was Jon Paul. And you guys were pretty despicable to him, too, considering Decetress, Michaela herself, is in the LGBTQ area, Look at her, you know. She has, a husband that she only married because she wanted to have kids with him. And then Hateradicus, going along with, shaming, Jon Paul because he was a stay-at-home father. Look at you. You sit there, home, with your kids and popping out kids while your husband works all the time. You see people putting you down? Do you like it when people put you down because you don't have a job? All you do is stay home while your husband makes all the money. As for you, Shitsula, Jennifer, you have 3 kids from 3 different fathers. Who are you to speak? I mean, pretty sad that these people are actually even parents or grandparents or aunts or uncles. Ken, would you, approve of your sister being treated like this? What would you think of some guy that talked to you about your sister like this in such ways? I mean, is this something that you would, role model to your own, nephews or nieces, or even your own children? I mean, I remember you telling me that you would have wanted to have children if you met somebody that was right for you. Is this a type of role model that you would be for them? Any of yous. And you, Chameleon, Sharon, pretty, pathetic. Yeah, for someone who said that, they raised even their grandchildren to be respectful towards people. As for knowing your addresses, I don't remember your addresses. I don't even know Ken's by heart. And I don't even know where he works. I don't know where he works. You know? So much for me giving you guys gifts and being the type of friend that I thought was good. But you know what? Ken was right. You know, Ken did teach me a lot. Even though he ended up doing me the most damage and most harm in the end, he taught me a lot. You know, I'm done with giving gifts or even being nice to people that don't give back to me. I'm completely done. All the advice that he gave me was right. You know what? And the advice that he gave me was based on most of you assholes who were doing this shit before. The only time he stopped helping me and wasn't on my side was because of freaking Pooty Lube and buying the cult leader, you know? Always had to be with the cult leader, you know? So, I mean, this is going to be based on the hate group. And as you can tell, that these people are really despicable people. And, you know, worthless, no good assholes. And they choose to be assholes. So, yes, it is pretty upsetting because, you know, when people trusted and respected someone and they do something like this, it's extremely hurtful, you know, because I don't care about the rest of them, but I actually thought that, you know, Ken was actually a decent person, and I guess not. I mean, so that was my mistake. But based on his words of wisdom, is I do deserve better. And I deserve better than someone who would actually say cruel, despicable things like he did. So, the next part is going to be long, but it's going to be the hate group. And I actually hope that this can help even teachers or people in the mental health field to actually see how this works. I mean, it's really horrible how even, you know, people that you thought were your friends would actually do something like this to you. You know, people think that this only happens, you know, with people who are under 18 and, you know, high school and whatnot. No. And you know what? This happens in real life too. You know, in person. You know, these people choose to be assholes online, but you know what? They're assholes in real life too. You know, just like my friend told me. You know, you see it and just believe it. If you see how they act based on what they say or do, these are red flags. These people are despicable assholes who I wouldn't even trust. If I seen this myself, looking at this stuff, I would not even trust them. I mean, these are the types of people that people need to stay away from at all costs, because they'll backstab you in a heartbeat. Look how Ken did it to me, you know, saying, you know, he's believing lies that I was telling people that he wants to come here to Florida to have sex with me, and then something about me sharing screenshots with Haley or something like that. God knows what they conjured up with lies, but they ended up, you know, pissing him off, saying that I'm giving out his address and whatnot, and I proved that to be a lie too, you know. But no, he didn't have the personal integrity to, you know, at least come to me and talk to me. No, he had to join in the hate group, you know, saying despicable things about me. So, the next part is just going to be based on the slides, and I'll be possibly doing part 2 after the storytelling that I had said, if I'm really up to it. It's going to be really hard to do, but again, I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for learning experience for others too, as for what others go through. Even though I had already mentioned that it's going to be extremely hard for me to express how this had affected me negatively based on what Ken had done. But again, at least it's a lesson learned. And I hope others can learn from it too. So, enjoy the hate group slides. I'll see you next time. I'm Shelley Rothus, and I'm a different kind of victim.